Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in to the Wildlife Inspired channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Scott Keys, and down at the bottom, my social media contacts at SKeysImages and my website, skeysimages.com. Now, if you are a wildlife photographer and you're using a Nikon mirrorless body, I want you to watch this video. It's going to be quick and to the point, but you're going to see the benefit of this. And it's a little piece of hardware that I found that I think is just super. So I'm going to share that with you, and we'll get right into it now. Okay, so what's this little magic trick that Scott found? It's pretty easy and it's pretty straightforward. I'm just going to get right to the point. These Nikon mirrorless bodies take a Z-mount lens, and you can see it's very, very close to the back of the sensors here. It's here. F-mount lenses, which is what I own, and honestly, what a lot of people own. They don't want to upgrade all their glass to the Z lenses, and there's not that many available. So what do you do if you're a wildlife photographer? You adapt, and you put this little, it's called an F to Z adapter. You put this adapter in. It optically, it's clean, so there's no glass in there. It's almost like an extension tube. It just bumps it out far enough, but there are contacts. So there's contacts here and here, and that lets the old lenses work on the new body. But here's the problem I had, or the concern I had, is with a big, heavy lens, walking around with this. And honestly, sometimes I hold it like you shouldn't, like this, and now I've got an 8-pound lens hanging off of there, and it's going to inevitably put friction here and here. And at some point, I've noticed this with my teleconverters, very similar, in terms of having contacts here and here, they loosen up after a while. And that's a concern. Well, now I'm going to put a teleconverter on top of this. So I'm actually going to have this adapter plus often a teleconverter plus an 8 or 10-pound lens. You're talking about a lot of weight on a very small area. And now we've got 3 points of contact instead of just one. So what's the solution? Well, I came across this product. I was looking for some video gear, and these are video cages. A lot of companies make it. This is made by a company called Small Rig, and I had some of their other accessories. I really liked it. I do want to add this. I paid for this, so this is not an endorsed product or even sponsored. They didn't send this to me to review. I just liked it, and I thought it'd be very, very helpful. But here's the key: in addition to having all of these 1/4-inch adapters and threaded 3/8, all of this stuff on here, cold shoe. Where is it? The cold shoes right there. So you can put the cold shoe in there. Really helpful if you're doing accessories on your camera, again, especially for video. But they make an adapter here. I'll show it to you right here. This little piece, you can see there's a thread, a screw right there. That's actually an adapter. Now the main cage here will run you about $60. The adapter will run you about $30. So figure this accessory is about $100. But what it will do is ultimately it's going to help me with that F to Z adapter. And I'm going to slide it on real quick, and I'm going to show you down here. I've got another camera set up. So I'm going to slide that over, and I'm simply going to tighten it up. They give you a little wrench here. A little wrench. And I'm just going to go ahead and tighten this down. Now this is going to go into the body. So I'm actually tightening this into the main body, that main thread that's down there. I assume every camera's got this, but all the Nikons I've ever used have had that threaded piece down at the bottom. Okay, so now I've secured the cage to here. There's also threads down here. So if you want to add a plate, like an Arca Swiss plate or something like that, you could certainly go ahead and do that. And then this is also threaded. And notice that FTZ adapter has a built-in thread. Now that's a little bit of a pain for some reasons because it gets it real tight in there, but here's the advantage. It allows you to thread that adapting bracket, that little bracket, onto the adapter. So now I've got 2 very secure points here. I've got it threaded here and threaded here. And essentially what I've done is made this all one piece now. So that the adapter is now secured. I feel a lot better now putting a teleconverter on here or having a heavy lens. So, I thought this, I'll show you up here. I just thought this was really, really neat and very, very helpful when you're carrying it. Probably if you're doing macro photography or portraiture, it's probably not necessary. But when you're carrying those 5 to 10-pound lenses around on an adapter, maybe also with a teleconverter, that's a pretty substantial amount of weight to be to be having right in one area. So anyway, it's a piece of hardware that I really like. Again, not endorsed, not paid, not sponsored, but it's something that I think you should probably check out if you're using those heavy lenses and the mirrorless bodies. So hopefully you found this one helpful. Told you it was quick and easy. Pretty easy to see the benefits of this. And again, I don't think hardware is what makes people better photographers for sure. But when you see something out there that's just really, really helpful and gives you an advantage in the field or helps you to protect your gear, I think it's worth investing in. So this is a little piece of hardware that I certainly am glad I invested in. Very flexible, very durable, and I think it's going to add some protection for my gear when I'm out in the field. So thanks for your ongoing support. You guys know I appreciate you. And remember, you can check out my Patreon site at patreon.com/wildlife-inspired. And I just want to thank you all for your continued support. And I hope that we can continue to find inspiration in wildlife together.